The one with Rachel's assistant is the 4th episode of the 7th season of Friends. This is directed by David Schwimmer, and as always there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. And there are 3 main parts of the narrative, so I'll talk about each of them in turn. And I think my favourite part is the part focusing on Chandler, Monica and Ross. And this starts because Phoebe and Monica are sharing a secret when they go into Central Park, and Chandler wants to know what the secret is, and he thinks that there should be no secrets in a marriage, in a relationship. So he tells Monica the story of how Ross ate tacos and then threw up at Disneyland. And then it turns out that somebody Phoebe knows is getting fired, so he gave up that big secret for not really a great secret. And Monica decides to make tacos. And Ross comes over at that moment and he finds out that Chandler told the taco story, and they start throwing secrets around, and it's really quick fire, and it's so funny and so entertaining, and I absolutely adored it. I just thought it was so well done. None of the secrets were that fun. I guess Monica eating dry pasta was pretty entertaining and also a bit disgusting. But in general, it's not so much what they were saying, but how they were saying it that I really enjoyed. And they end up making up, and it's a nice scene, so I rather enjoyed that part of the narrative. We then have part of the story focusing on Joey. And the show actually starts, the episode starts with a clip of Joey watching mac and cheese with everybody else. And it turns out they don't like mac and cheese, but they can't tell him this. And Joey's really happy about it. And it seems like things are going his way because they want him, well, he thinks they want him back on Days of Our Lives as Stryker Ramori, his twin brother, Drake Ramori's twin. And he goes to have a meeting about this, and they want him to audition. And to be fair, as he points out, who looks more like him than him? And he refuses to audition. He doesn't need this. He's got mac and cheese. And then he gets a phone call, and mac and cheese has been cancelled. So it's a bit of a roller coaster for Joey. I like the unpredictability of this. Obviously, I've seen this episode many times. I can't remember how I felt when I first saw it, but I would say it's definitely an unpredictable part of the episode. Quite a roller coaster. And we end on a positive. Joey's really happy because he went back to Days of Our Lives, and it was a nice moment for Joey. So I really enjoyed this as well. It's very quick. Everything in this episode feels really, really quick, but not in a bad way. I rather enjoyed the pacing of this episode. So I liked that part of it as well. And then we come to Rachel. And Rachel has a story to tell. Ralph Lauren walked into her office and he wants her to be the new merchandising manager for Polo Retail. And this means she gets to hire her own assistant. And I love the fact that this doesn't go to her head. She's actually asking the interviewees how she did because she's never hired an assistant before. And I love that. She still seems quite humble and isn't letting this promotion go to her head and make her act bigger than she actually is. And I rather appreciated that. And then she interviews Tag Jones, played by Eddie Cahill. And she's very attracted to him, but he doesn't really have the right experience. So the others try and convince her that she should hire the person with the relevant experience. She should hire Hilda. So she does. She hires Hilda, and then Tag comes by her office to drop off a plant and to thank Rachel for not laughing in his face because his CV was not great. And I feel like that's a very strange move. I feel like if anybody did that, I would think they were being quite peculiar and I wouldn't hire them. Was Tag doing this because he wanted to get hired and it was a move to make Rachel think more highly of him? Honestly, I don't know. On the one hand, I feel like, no, that's not what he was doing. But on the other, I feel like that is just such a strange thing to do if you don't have any other kind of ulterior motive. So it's quite a bizarre situation. But Rachel decides in the moment that actually she's going to hire Tag. And Tag's first job is to go and tell Hilda to go home, which is not great. And Rachel doesn't want anybody else going out with Tag because clearly she's very attracted to him. So she does do something very unprofessional. And she tells people that he is gay. And for a moment, we are led to believe that Tag is interested in Rachel. I love how this played out because, well, I do and I don't. Tag asks Rachel if she told people that he was gay because several guys had asked him out. And I feel like the right thing in that moment, not morally, but I think it would have made more sense if Rachel denied having any knowledge of people thinking he was gay. But instead, she just said, "Did you not want people to know that?" So she was kind of admitting to being really unprofessional. And I'm not saying that morally lying would have been a better option, but at the same time, just saying, "Yeah, I told people you were gay," like, he could have very easily gone to HR about that. So Rachel and Taggart, neither of them have the most sensible behaviours here, but nevertheless, she admits it, and he says to her, "I'd especially wouldn't want you to think I was gay." And I love that for maybe 30 seconds, we're led to believe that Tag is interested in Rachel. Turns out he wants to ask Phoebe out. He met Phoebe very briefly earlier on in the episode, and yeah, I rather like that part of the episode as well. And Tag is a really great character. I'm sure Hilda would have been brilliant as well, but Tag is pretty great. Personal highlights from the episode. Just the way Joey's part of the episode developed, I rather enjoyed that. Monica, Chandler and Ross firing secrets at each other, absolutely loved it. And Rachel getting a promotion, it's nice to see. It's nice to see her climbing up the ladder, and as I said, it didn't go to her head. She didn't start acting like a big boss or anything. She was very humble and nervous about hiring an assistant, and I think it was very, very believable and nice to see. So needless to say, the one with Rachel's assistant is a really good episode. Don't love some of Rachel's behaviour. Some of Tag's behaviour is a bit strange. But in general, it's still a pretty enjoyable episode.